What's up, you guys? It's Sir Scrub here, bringing you some more Scrub Tier Yu-Gi-Oh! In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing for you my IRL True Draco Clusterfuck deck profile. There's a lot of pieces to this, but it works out surprisingly well. Now, for those of you that are worried, this will be the last True Draco deck I show you guys for a while. But I wanted to do this one because it's the first deck that I'll actually be able to show to you in person with the actual physical cards. So with that out of the way, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Also, feel free to share this video with a friend. Let's get the thoughts. Let's get the ideas going. But with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump both feet into this. So we're going to start off with your standard True Dracos, a single copy of Dynamite, and 3 copies of Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior. This is your standard True Draco engine. They search out your back row pieces, they add consistency to your deck, as well as they're pretty decent beaters. Dynamite Knight being 2800 with Diagram on the board, and Ignis being at 27, gives the quote-unquote True Draco engine aggression, consistency boosting, things like that. They're really, really great cards. And they're kind of like necessary for the True Draco monsters. Now, you guys know me, you guys know I play weird stuff, you know I don't do things normal, so I'm playing 3 copies of Draco the Third, the True Draco Cavalry General. Draco is one of the cards you either play 3 of or none of. I play him to maximize off of the things you can pop with Diagram to generate advantage, because this is more of a this deck wants to more combo than necessarily like Floodgate and Stall and stuff like that. It does have an excellent grind game, it just doesn't necessarily stun like most True Draco decks. So that's why we play copies of Draco. That, and he gives your Draco monsters targeting protection, which can be invaluable, especially against like Sky Strikers. Next, I'm running a small invoked engine with only 2 copies of Alistair the Invoker. RIP, I have 1 secret and 1 super. But it gives the deck more control, gives the more deck some consistency, gives you access to Mechaba, things like that, OTKs with Purgatrio, control aspects with Rajdin, all sorts of stuff like that. Great, guys. You only need 2 because it's searchable. Now, because I'm poor, I don't own hand traps, so my cards to survive going second are 2 copies of Eaters of Millions and 2 copies of Gamma Seal. These are to help out Thunder Dragon boards, because this deck straight up loses to Thunder Dragons. Colossus, if you can't deal with it, you will lose to it. So, Eater of Millions to banish it face down, and then Gamma Seal just to straight tribute it off. Pretty standard stuff. And then the only actual hand trap I'm playing is a single copy of Effect Veiler. I've got some others, but they're in a different deck that I'm working with, so you can substitute these cards in for any hand traps that you actually have. I just don't own many of them, so that's it for the monsters. Now let's go ahead and move into the spell cards. The spell cards are the majority of this deck, so this is where we're going to spend most of our time. Of course, you have your 3 copies of Draconic Diagram. This is the card that makes True Draco True Draco. It gives you instant access to the entire Draco engine at the drop of a hat, and it's insanely easy to take advantage of its destruction cost, quote-unquote. Next, I'm playing a single copy of Magical Meltdown. This just helps add consistency with the invoked engine, letting you search out Alistair and get that all kickstarted. And then, of course, because this deck is field spell reliant, 2 copies of Terraforming, and I'm playing a copy of Set Rotation, because you can give the Meltdown to your opponent and they can't activate it because they don't have an Alistair to search 9 times out of 10. And if you just draw the Meltdown, it's not that big a deal. So it basically acts like a pseudo 3rd Terraforming. Next, we have the True Draco spells. I'm playing, in this particular build, 3 Disciples and 3 Heritage. This is really just space. You can cut these down to 2, but you probably want to max out on them. It just gives you longevity, it gives you draw power, stuff like that. They're great cards. Searchable by Ignis, searchable by Diagram. All the pops and pluses and stuff like that. Next, 3 copies of Herald of the Abyss. This, again, if you have hand traps, play that instead of this, but this is just to help me survive against Thunder Dragons and Rongo Bongo. specifically Rongo Bongo, but really Thunder Dragons, because like I said earlier, this deck auto loses to Colossus, basically. Like, the inability to search really hurts this deck. Then of course, you guys know me, I love my slash draws. Playing my slash draws in every True Draco deck, because this just gives you ultimate recyclability. You can put your diagrams back in the deck, you can put your powers cards back in the deck, you can put, it just gives you recyclability, and it's a free draw. Graveyard setup for Disciples, graveyard setup for your invoked plays, and if you luck sack, it can steal a game every now and again. Now on to the slew of 1-0s. I'm only playing one copy of Invocation. You only really need one because, Alistair's highly searchable, and without Alistair, this card's dead. So you only really need one of it. One copy of Instant Fusion. This is the only way we can make Rajdin in the main deck. So use Instant Fusion, tutor out a Rajdin, link off with it, and then banish it to make another one. One copy of Stormforth. This turns all of your True Dracos into Kaijus, so why would you not play it? One copy of Metal Foes Fusion. This turns your diagram into Engage, because it gives you a search and a draw. So, to me, it's an instant staple every time you're playing the Draco engine. One copy of Monster Reborn, just for some recoverability, helps when you're pushing for damage, stuff like that. I'm choosing to play a single copy of Card Destruction to help unbreak your hands. When you find yourself against Danger Dark World, if you're playing this exact list, which I don't necessarily suggest, side this out. You don't want to give that deck, you don't want a Card Destruction against that deck. And finally, just a single copy of True King's Return to search off with Dynamite. That's it for the main deck. Now let's take a look at the extra deck, and then I'll leave you guys alone. So for the extra deck, we'll start with the links, go to the fusions, and then the Xyz. Playing one copy of Summon Sorceress, newly reprinted, thank God. Waifu bait. Anyone? No. She's probably one of the best cards in the extra deck. Just giving you like extra stuff when you need to make Xyz plays, but you don't really make her as often. Decode Talker, just when you're pushing for damage. It's a Decode Talker. It's a good card. And then finally Underclock Taker. This is really the link that I make the most, just because you just need the arrow, and sometimes you just need to get something out of your extra monster zone. For the fusion monsters, I'm playing a single copy of Megabo, 2 copies of Rajdin, a single copy of Cocytus, Purgatrio, and Elysium. You only play one Mechaba because the only main deck target we have for Mechaba is Effect Veiler. So it's not as often, but like extra deck space isn't super tight with this, so you can kind of play whatever ratios you want. I'm playing 2 Rajdin because one's an instant fusion target. Cocytus you can make with a Gamma Seal in the grave, and it's a big wall. Purgatrio is just an OTK, and Elysium's just a free card, really, to banish off of Eater of Millions. If you can make it, it's a powerhouse, but it's been a long time since I've made Elysium. And finally, I'm running 2 Xyz, 1 copy of Volcasaurus, and 1 copy of Baguska. Volcasaurus is your option in time, just 2 Ignis Heats, and you got it, or you can instant fuse a Rajdin, boom. Baguska you can make if you have Summon Sorceress on board with Alistair, since he's a level 4. But it's kind of like a toss-up. If you don't have anything to fusion off of with Alistair, you can make Baguska, but 9 times out of 10 you want to make fusions. It's just another really a card for Eater of Millions. That's it, you guys. That's all I've got for my True Draco clusterfuck. This is more about me just kind of testing out the camera and everything, and trying to see what it's like, trying to work out the kinks on this. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Don't worry, I've got more True Draco, less True Draco stuff coming out here in the future. You guys won't hear me say those words for a while. A lot of big plans, a lot of stuff on the horizon. So, again, if you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this, and feel free to share this video with a friend so you guys can laugh at how stupid I am. But please let me in on the joke and tell me about it down in the comment section below. I have a wonderful sense of humor. That's all I got for this one, you guys. Most importantly, don't forget,